at 9 on ABC. Now, Wisteria Lane was not always Wisteria Lane. No, we used to call it Colonial Street, and quite a few great things filmed on Colonial Street. Unusual to use over and over again, but then again, they're a little too cool to tear down. Got a great example coming as we climb this hill. We're about to take you by some of the sets from a movie that was #1 at the box office for the year 2000. It's a great holiday movie directed by Ron Howard, starring Jim Carrey.
You're the mean one, Mr. Grinch.
There is got to be a cactus. And it's prominent seed, Mr. Grinch.
You're a bad banana with a greasy back.
Yeah, coming up on your left, look at this. It's Whoville from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Actual sets. Some pretty weird shapes, huh? Yeah, you know how we got all those unusual shapes? With styrofoam. Whoville's almost entirely made of styrofoam. Those Who's had a very unusual way of decorating these houses. All done. Those Who's had a really kooky next-door neighbor. I'm not talking about the Grinch. This guy was even kookier. Yeah, a guy by the name of Norman, as in Bates. Talk about great Hollywood history. Look at this, the Bates Motel and up on the hill. It's the one and only Psycho House from Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller.
I'll be darned, the Psycho House.
Right. And the Psycho House is a shell. It has all the walls on the outside, but it does not have an interior. Nope, the indoor scenes were all done on a soundstage where we had more control over things. Well, now coming up, one of the most impressive sets ever created, the spectacular crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. We're going to take you right into the heart of this colossal set, stopping our tram for a few moments to allow you to get some amazing pictures. So hang on tight and have those cameras ready. Out in the film, and yeah, that is an actual plane which was destroyed specifically for this incredible scene.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
Like I said, this War of the Worlds set's one of the largest ever created, but despite the use of these life-size realistic sets, the film also used more than 500 effect shots. Yeah, that's more than Mr. Spielberg has ever used before, but obviously, as you can see, audiences certainly got a bang for their buck.
Man, did you see that with the plane and the crash in the town and the seats? Oh my goodness, that's why I did not buy more back to face it. So like that, you put that around and stuff that was always on the seats. Or wearing seats. The universal backlight in Dublin is basically any city or place in the world, but... I'm sorry, what did you say? Yeah, you in the third car. What about the middle of the ocean? Okay, Miss Uppity Smarty Pants. I say no problem. Ta-da! Oh no, stop. Okay, stop that music. I don't like that. No, stop. It's not funny anymore. I'm not Shark Bait. Big star, Oscar person. Lenny!
Oh yeah, that's where this little scene with Whoopi Goldberg filmed, Falls Lake. It's one of the world's largest freestanding backdrops, and the whole place in front can be filled with water, which is how most of these scenes were done. Look at that, that's Old Brother Where Art Thou with Jim Carrey. Or rather, that's Oh Brother Where Art Thou with George Clooney. Before that was Bruce Almighty. I think the heat's getting to me. But you know what? Speaking of Bruce Almighty, the sequel is being done out here right now. It's called Evan Almighty, starring Steve Carell and Morgan Freeman. And that is a little bit of Noah's Ark. How about that? Just a little section of it. It's on what we call a gimbal, and that'll rock it back and forth and up and down, side to side, to make it look like it's floating out on the ocean. What we'll do then is we'll replace that blue background with something else, maybe an ocean scene, digitally removing it. More computers! In fact, computers are how we resurrected a great old movie monster, the Mummy.
Hi, I'm Stephen Summers, the writer-director of The Mummy. When I began this project, I knew it was going to be a challenging shoot. The biggest challenge was to recreate the mysterious world of ancient Egypt and a very threatening monster that could frighten a modern-day audience. A real live, three-dimensional walking, talking corpse, not just some guy wrapped in bandages. Something that could only be done with special effects. Luckily, I had my buddies up at George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic on my side. For The Mummy, ILM used a combination of live-action footage with actor Arnold Vosloo with computer-generated imagery in a way that had never before been seen on camera.